Welcome back, you sexy...
Hey guys, JJ Stewart here. I went on Amazon and looked up some one-star reviews that I'm going to share with you. The first one: honestly, this is too short and can be barely considered erotica. It's like it almost fits a no sex criteria. I've read better on bathroom walls. Not so interesting, obviously written by someone unfamiliar with grammar and syntax. This seems to be written by a young author. There's a lot of emphasis on big boobs. This author has never read great erotica. I would think if you're going to write erotic stories, you would read some first. Poorly written. I couldn't take any more torture. I understand they tried, but it could have been better. A better story. Didn't do anything for me. The summary and cover picture is far superior to the story. Ooh. I was really looking forward to reading this one, but with the grammar and lack of proofreading, I couldn't get past 13% on my Kindle. Normally I could push through some mistakes, but this just got to be too much. The margins are off, the grammar needs work, and a little proofreading would help. I'll keep the book in my collection in hopes that it will get fixed and updated. Ooh. This author just drones on and on. Don't waste your time reading this. I'd rather watch paint dry.
Oh my God.
I didn't finish the book. The lack of character development, choppy sentences, no environment building led to a flat storyline. Sure, I understand these novels are designed with a specific purpose, but the writing style really reflects that of a poor writer. Not so much the style or plot of the story, but the lack of editing and proofreading and word choice. It basically gives the impression of lazy writing. I think you should take more time in the world of writing.
A few moments later.
So, if you haven't guessed it, today's video is going to be about dealing with criticism and rejection of your writing. And as an author, what you can do to overcome this.
Okay, everyone, places. This is the final scene, so let's make this one count. And action.
So, the very first thing you got to do when you come across any kind of rejection or criticism of your work is get yourself a really, really big gun. Like the biggest gun you can find. Crap. Hey, 1 second, hold on. Hello? Yeah?
What do you mean I can't say that? Well, what about a bazooka? Okay. A hand grenade? What do you mean? When did they make that a law? Ugh, fine. No, I promise. Yes, I'll take it out. Okay, thank you. All right, bye-bye.
Okay, let me start again. Many authors suffer from criticism and rejection of their works, so you'll have to do the next best thing, and that's grow yourself a thick skin. Everybody, like I'm talking everybody, gets criticized for their work at some point or the other. Sometimes it's valid, sometimes it's not. So I want to today discuss a few things to help you and, just to help you not feel overwhelmed or discouraged or give up, okay? Because this is something that everybody gets, even the best. So, a couple tips to help you. So learn to take a step back when you get criticism, because sometimes it is a surprise and you're not ready for it. So never ever react right away. Just take a step back, breathe, find your peaceful zen, all right? And while you're getting your peaceful zen, think to yourself, is this valid criticism? Maybe the person said, your margins are no good, or you don't know how to format, or there's typos, spelling mistakes. Think to yourself, okay, maybe that's true. Maybe they'll point to a spot or something. If it's a beta reader, they might point to a chapter or something, and you can see the error and go, oh, thank you very much, nice person. I appreciate your constructive criticism. But don't take every single criticism as gospel, okay? Remember that we all make mistakes. Remember also that writing is a learning process. We don't ever become instant writers, instant professionals, knowing everything. We all make mistakes. Even me. Remember, as an indie author, you and I have limited resources. We might have a good spell checking program. We might have Grammarly to check grammar, but we can still make mistakes. You can still choose the wrong option when you're editing. You might have proofread your book 5 times, 10 times. You might have rewritten it 5 times, and you've done your absolute best, and someone still criticizes it. You know, that's where you take a step back, you breathe, you assess what they're saying. Is it valid or is it not? But remember that we're not perfect. Even though we strive to do the best we can, we're not perfect. The very worst thing you can do is argue, is to find someone, track them down like a dirty dog, and chew them a new one. That's not what we should do as writers. It might be your writer group. Maybe you have a bunch of people around the table who've read your manuscript and they're giving you constructive criticism. And you've done the whole breathing and the assessing and the stepping back part to see if it's valid. But don't ever attack the person who's criticized you. Don't try to argue with them, because you know what? It's not worth your time. And all you do is come across as petty and egotistical. That leads into my next point, which is don't be too hard on yourself. There's enough fear in most new writers to go around. The fear of, how do I plot? How do I write a story? Will people like it? All these things. How do I make a cover? Gee, where can I find a good YouTube guy who gives me good advice on writing? Okay, yes, I just did a self-plug there. I apologize. But the worst thing you can do as a writer is paralyze yourself with fear, worrying about pleasing everybody. Oh, will I offend Aunt May? Will I offend this group or bother that group? What if I make a big mistake? What if there's a plot hole? There's enough fear to go around. Realize that you're human, that we make mistakes, and that we're not perfect, but we're striving to become better at what we do. And writing is like that. It's a continuous learning process. You're always trying to get better. You're always adding to that toolbox of abilities you have, be it learning more grammar, learning proper sentence structure, learning all the unique techniques that you have, that you develop over time. And the more you have, the more confidence you get, and the less your fear becomes. The level of fear that a Stephen King has when he approaches a novel is a lot less than, a guy starting out. It's just natural. As you gain experience and as you build and increase your abilities, that fear lessens. But it never truly leaves. There's always that element of fear. But the worst thing you can do is be hard on yourself and say, well, I'm just a failure. Joe Schmo over there didn't like my book, gave me a 1-star review. Well, I guess I'm not a writer. I'm no good. I was stupid to ever think I could do this, or, whatever. That's not true. That's just one person's opinion. And you know what they say about opinions? No, I screwed that up. Opinions are like, oh wait, I can't say that here. And I think the most important thing you can do, on top of all the things I mentioned here, is to learn the subtle art of not giving a shit. Don't be worried about what people will think. Don't be paranoid of what your mom thinks or your dad thinks, or don't be, you just can't. You can't please everybody. That's what it boils down to. You can't please everyone. You're trying to write a story, you're trying to entertain, you're trying to, maybe have an emotional response and so on. You're trying to do the best you can to tell a damn good story, and you're not going to please everyone. People are going to just be buttholes, and they're going to complain. They're going to give you 1 stars, especially if you write anything religious, anything political, all those books, if you look on Amazon, get tons of 1-star reviews because people disagree with what's being said, not how it's being said. They just don't like it. It's the nature of the game. So you have to grow a thick skin. You got to step back. You have to evaluate, and you have to learn the art of not giving a and when someone's cutting you up, just go thank you for your valuable input. You could be passive aggressive. You can you could be pleasant and kind and just go thank you, and then when they're gone, just delete that out of your mind and don't worry about it. But the worst thing you can do is take it personally and give up writing and give up on your dream and just say, fine, I can't be a writer, I'll never do it, I'm not popular, I'm not making enough sales, I don't know how to string 2 sentences together. Well, work at it, get better at it, keep striving, but don't give up just because some people say, "Nyeh, this is no good, you made mistakes." So I hope this can help. I don't want to make an overly long video because apparently that's a thing that I do a lot. I want to keep this short and concise. So I hope these points have helped, and get out there and write. And if you give me a 1-star review on any of my books, I'm coming after you. All right, guys. Have a good day. See you later.